So we are the Lake County team, one and only. I'm Lander Fangzer.
I'm Daniel Hunt.
I'm Philip Vaughn.
And we will be talking about what we learned in BioScience.
So pretty much what we're doing for our little presentation is here, we're going to have a bunch of pictures on the slideshow. And then we're just going to talk about like how we did some of our projects and what we learned from certain units. So we're going to be starting off with the neuroscience, and some of the things that we learned through the neuroscience that we thought were kind of cool is like the blue tongue testing to see how many taste buds you have, and we thought that was kind of important just because you could see if you're a super tester and stuff and how you tasted things differently from other people. Then there's the homunculus mask, and those were really interesting because everybody had different sensitivity on their face. Yeah. And there's ours, and you can see the differences in sensitivity. I had a lot of yellow on my chin, and Lander's was mostly green.
See, in Lander can explain why his chin is red.
Oh yeah.
The red spot right there, I was working on my truck and I was trying to bend a chunk of metal. So I was going on like this, and it slipped from my hands and it hit me in the face. So, that's why that's there.
Now those are the little kids that we did Here's the old guys. There's me with nothing. Alright, so infectious disease.
Right, so for infectious disease, we swapped out pocket knives to test if fire would clean the blade. Now the knives we tested just about, what did I do, an 1/8 inch above the sharpened part. So we figured the part that you sharpen wouldn't have much of anything because the stone grinds against it and most of everything would be killed. And go back. This, I worked so hard at that. Not really, it took me like 5 minutes.
He welded it together. It's a slider for the knives.
Yeah, so built the contraption to help the knife. And I was gonna weld a Zippo lighter to it, but the Zippo I bought didn't have any lighter fluid, so I couldn't. So we had to use one of them plastic big lighters.
And so then we swapped the knives, and we did 2 controls, and then we did, everybody had a knife of their own, and then somebody else's knife, and
That
they swapped
wasn't-
them all.
Yeah,
And we also swapped down inside the handles too.
like down inside this part here.
That's the control knife, actually.
Yeah, this is actually the control knife. So my knife is still in Amy's car.
I gave it to him.
Yeah,
And then when he swapped the inside of his knife, he pulled out
little
chunkies.
like bite-sized chunks of stuff.
And so he grew a mountain inside of his.
Yeah,
There are some very interesting things that grew in the petri dishes.
yeah. Well, we actually,
Then we did
that is Philip burning a sterilized glove. As you can clearly see.
there's
Safety part of it.
Lighting a fire in the lab isn't safe?
there's a better picture of his
Yeah.
holder.
Yeah,
Originally, down here there was a sheet and I was going to weld a Zippo to it.
but it didn't work. Main reason for that was
The main reason I built that thing is so when we cleaned our knives, it would be even for each one. So it wouldn't be changing the test if we were like touching it to the fire or to the bic as opposed to like way up here. I think we held about 4 inches away from the blade. Or not 4 inches, but 2, 1. Quarter inch, I have 4 right.
Yeah.
And actually, the blades didn't grow a whole lot of stuff. So picking your teeth is a-okay. It's just really nasty. Just looks really nasty.
Whoa, why is that there?
Okay. And the insides were what grew the most.
Oh yeah, we don't need pictures from Metabolomics.
We done.
Yeah. Okay, so for Metabolomics, I'm on Metabolomics now. So for Metabolomics, we went to a school with Greg, and we taught how to so we did, so if you go back to those kids, So those kids, they live in a two-room schoolhouse, like in the middle of nowhere. And so we went there, they don't have a science program at all, or 1 day a week for like an hour. And so we went there and we taught them every 3 weeks we went there.
Actually, it's both sets of kids. That's the lower grade, and then that's the older grade. It's a K through 6, or K through 5, 2-room schoolhouse.
Yeah. And so we went there 3 times total, and we did Neuroscience, Infectious Disease, and we went and did Metabolomics. And for Metabolomics, we went there and we talked to them about, we're trying to explain a proper diet, and so we were fats, proteins, and carbs. And so we used the analogy for a fire. And so proteins were logs.
No.
They're coals. They're coals. Proteins were coals. The fats were logs, and then the carbs were kindling because it burns fast. And so that's what we did for Metabolomics. And then we did we did the food. We did our food testing, and we did another person's, and we used the self program for all of us. And so Daniel's ratio was 13-1. Mine was, I think it was either 10 to 1 or 11 to 1.
It was 10.
And then Landers was 18 to 1. This was during hunting season, so we were eating gas station food.
Yeah.
And then his science teacher was 9 to 1.
Yep.
And then my friend of ours was 5 to 1. And she does a gluten-free diet too. So that was kind of interesting. And that's about what we did.
Discovered that morbidly unhealthy.
And then
Okay, so then we also got to go on a tour of the Rocky Mountain Lab. And in here we were, on that specific picture, we were just looking at all the different machines they had in there. And he's telling us like what they do and stuff. But we pretty much started off the tour with them showing how they prepare stuff that they're gonna look at, and like how they soak it in the paraffin, and then they slice it up really thin, and then they put it on their plates, and then they look at it.
with a big electric microscope.
They had microscopes in there that were like gigantic. And then that's in the same room.
And a couple of the machines that they had there when he was explaining to us, they were like this big and they were like 300 grand
Yeah.
for them.
Pretty much all machines in there easily.
Like that one. How much did that one cost?
You know, like an $80,000 microwave?
Yeah, like
It was a microwave.
Yeah. But then in that room right there is where they do pretty much all their testing and stuff like that. And then in that picture, that was it's a practice station for putting on the level 4 hazmat suits. So all of us got to try them on, and they were pretty fun because you get in the suit and then there's an air hose right there that you have to hook up, and the air goes in, and then the idea behind the air is it pushes everything out so nothing can come into you. But they said
They're
that
all-
those suits ran on average $2,000, so they're not cheap. And then if you go back one picture, Philip. And then in that little room back there, it's a chemical shower. After you're done with all your lab stuff, you go into the chemical shower and shower off and all that.
And it's basically like taking a bath in Lysol or something.
Yeah.
So,
And then Brooklyn and my sister, the people from last year, went with us.
yeah.
So I'm sure they're mentors.
Then at the Rocky Mountain Lab, they have about 450 people employed there, and just some of the random stuff that we're talking to people that work there on.
And your arms want to go like this the entire time.
But they have a lot of tick research stuff there,
Okay.
and we're talking to one of the tick researchers. But they actually have a tick breeder there for breeding ticks. And then another thing to go along with the ticks, when they first started testing with all the ticks and stuff,
Like a long time ago.
yeah, a long time ago, the community wasn't really, I guess, 100%
wasn't hyped about it.
Yeah, they weren't very, I guess, I don't know what you'd say, but
Happy about it.
not very happy about it, so
So
to
the word
kind
that,
of calm the community down, they built the tick moat around the entire building, and it's pretty much just a little bitty cement fixture that's about that deep, and
Now it's filled in with asphalt.
yeah, they filled in with asphalt now, but
And they never filled it with water.
Yeah, they never filled it with water, so.
Because ticks swim.
or well, 2 out of the 3 life stages, they can swim.
I understand.
Horrible picture.
And then there's your lesson. And for a final project, we don't know. We're gonna try to test the, we were thinking about doing the, how eating different fatty or protein or carbohydrates affects your mind and omega-3 and omega-6 ratios. You see how it affects your ability to do different tasks and puzzles.
Just like something simple, like to see if you had somebody eat like something sugary, then somebody eat something fatty, and something like with protein, and then one with carbohydrates. We were gonna possibly just have them do like a simple like maze or something.
Like on a paper,
Yeah,
not an
on
actual
paper, just to see if the different foods would affect their speed and stuff. But
Any questions?
Yeah.
So, what's the tick breed? Is it a machine or is it?
No.
It's a guy.
It's a professional person who breeds ticks.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
How do you
like,
raise them?
I don't know. He
We
never.
didn't
tell
show
us
us.
about how to raise them.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the story. So my mom met him on an airplane like 5 years ago. And so we're walking through the hallway and she sees him and says, hi. And so we talked to him for like a while.
Hey, what else did we see in the hallway though?
We
We saw Ivanka's
Ivanka's stuff in there.
publishing, because she used to work there. Saw her
Yeah,
publishing magazine.
It was so funny, we were walking through, and I was like, I wonder if Ivanka's thing is here, and I look over and boom, there it is.
You go first.
Okay, so you're all wearing camo that day?
When Amy was not, I don't know if
Hey,
mine
Greg.
counts. It's just kind of an olive
Greg
grass,
kinda
kind of green.
Yeah.
And Greg wasn't.
Yeah, but that.
But we were close.
Yeah.
They didn't have any camo suits.
Yeah.
It'd be nice, but
Right.
Okay, what did they breed the ticks to do?
They bred them to use them as like mice or guinea pigs for testing Rocky Mountain spotted fever.
that was the original.
That was the original one. And I'm trying to think of all what they built.
And they found new, like there's an island in like California or Nevada where they found one species of tick that only lives on this island.
Yeah.
And then like Wild Horse Island, it's an island on Flathead Lake, which some of you might know where that's at. And that's, there's lots of ticks out there.
Yeah.
Now, you said 3 out of the 2 stages of ticks. Are you saying there's only 2 stages or are there 3 stages?
No, there's 3 stages.
Okay,
There's one stage where they can't swim.
okay.
Is that the last stage or the first stage?
I don't know what it is. I think the last stage they can swim.
Wait, no, that's just what they told, that's what the guy told us.
Yeah.
Any other questions? I know Calvin had one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you already answered it. Any more?
And I'm sure to add to Ryan's answer, I'm sure they don't treat them as nice, or they don't have as many regulations on the ticks as they do.
Yeah.
I'm sure if one's getting away, they just go like that.
That's right.
So there's different levels of hazmat suits?
Yeah, let's see, level 4 is that. Level 3 is like the mask and the gas mask. It's what the workers in Africa have.
So level 3 is a suit, but they have their own air supply. They don't have to have the hoses.
Yeah.
And they have one here in Bozeman at the CDC.
And then level 2, it just gets less and less as you go down.
Did they ever discuss with you guys what happens if your suit's compromised?
Yes, they did.
So tell us about that.
If the suit is compromised, well, if your suit is compromised, and then if the suit is compromised and it hits, like you stab yourself with a needle or something like that. If you stab yourself with a needle,
They take you in a CO2 room?
no, you have to go. Yes, just take you to CO2 room and kill you. No, actually, you actually have, I think it was like what, not 10 hours, but how long was it? There's a time before they put you into quarantine that you can go and like grab
Unless you're
stuff
not
and tell people
contagious.
I'm going into quarantine.
Say goodbye.
Yeah.
Because there was a person in Germany, like, I don't know how long ago it was, but she got Ebola, and she had like 24 hours or something to go home and get clothing and everything, and go to a quarantine.
I don't think it was 24. I think it was like 10.
It was something like that. It was
Yeah, it wasn't.
hours,
Yeah.
not days.
Well, she
It
didn't
wasn't
get
like-
Ebola, but she was exposed to it.
She was
Yeah.
exposed, and then they sent a dose of the drug from Canada to Germany, or wherever they were holding her, and they gave it to her, and she was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they don't know if she ever got it, because she might have been exposed, but she didn't.
Yeah, because it was just a puncture in the suit. The girl from Germany. It wasn't a skin puncture.
And then when they go to put the gloves on the hazmat suits right there, you'd think they'd use something possibly a little better, but this
Duct tape.
duct tape the gloves are not.
Yep.
Worst design.
But they have like a gap, like you put this glove on this gasket, and the gasket goes on, and then you tape.
And so you have there's two gloves, right? These are
Yeah.
they're double walled.
Yeah.
So how do you get out of the duct tape?
So what you do,
The gloves stay on the
Yeah.
suit
Yeah.
until they get worn out. So as long as they're still these don't matter because they're not actual suits. They're not. I don't think they're certified.
they're practice suits.
They're just practice suits. And so they you just pull your hand out, but they're really hard to get your hand out.
So what do you have to go to the bathroom?
You just hold it. Because no, getting out, what you have to do is you have to unhook that air hose. You gotta go into that chemical shower,
Hook your
rehook it up, take a chemical shower with the suit. Then you go out into another room, take off the suit, and you have to take off. You go into another room after that, take off your gowns and stuff, and then take a personal shower. Then you can leave.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
So what did you guys throw off your knives in the nasty crevices? Was it mostly mold?
We actually couldn't. We didn't find out because
All we had was TSA plates.
we got only TSA
Yeah.
plates, and so then we got more. Then they had mold on them, so we never got to do the second
My
one.
plates were already alive. Yeah.
But we're guessing staff and strep and everybody.
Maybe you could have found some new antibiotics on your knives that would kill them.
Yeah. The whole never.
Any more questions?